bebopping through. So they're there for an incredibly long amount of time, even if they don't want to be. So that's why we're going to be seeing that until we forcibly reopen the strait, nobody's going through. That's just the answer. I know it pains people to hear it, and I know that someone's also going to bring up the de facto statement of trying to reopen the strait is going to cost lives. And that comes back down to this. At this point, we unfortunately have no other choice. It's not a great thing to say that we have to take on a military action that may cost the lives of service members, but at this point, it's either we see that some casualties are taken to reopen a critically imperative trade route, or we start to see that there are significant economic calamities that affect the United States on the home front, the United States of America and its sphere of influence, our alliances, our trade relationships, and there could be a great many more people to suffer here inside of this country than there would be if we took military action to reopen the strait. At this point, folks, it's trying to mitigate the damage. People are going to suffer and people are going to die no matter what we do at this point, whether we do nothing or whether we do something. But at this point, we're trying to make the decision of how many people are going to die and suffer, and we want that number to be as little as it can be on our side, meaning that the reopening the Strait of Hormuz might be the roundabout answer to saying, while it seems to be the most aggressive and overt militaristic action, it might lead to the least amount of suffering, the least amount of deaths in the bigger picture when we consider the totality of the circumstances that we find ourselves in right now. But a lot of people currently are talking right now about the situation with the unfreezing, the alleged unfreezing of $20 billion of Iranian funds to get the uranium, which was stated today in some areas of the media that was being given as a suggestion to the Iranians that we would unfreeze assets, basically giving them giant pallets of cash to be able to try and get the uranium out of their country. And Matthew, what are people thinking about that? And what are you thinking about that as well?
Okay, so to make this clear, the U.S. has not agreed to unfreeze Iranian funds to get the uranium. That was a claim that they were discussing yet. That was a mainstream media claim about that. So we don't know if it's true or not. It could be completely made up, or it could be possibly something that is being kept under wraps. We're not really sure. But just to go over this, the reports are claiming that the U.S. is discussing unfreezing $20 billion of Iranian funds to get back the highly enriched uranium that Iran currently possesses. So, what are your thoughts? If that is true, what do you think about it? 52% said that's a bad idea, that would be absurd, while 23% said it sounds like a bogus report, and 17% said a good idea, it prevents a ground war for only a small flat fee of $20 billion. And first of all, I have some doubts about this report because the U.S. officials came out today and they
All right, I'll be right back.
vehemently